It's known as the Daytona of Snocross. Round 5 of AMSOIL Championship Snocross from Canterbury Park near Minneapolis. A big track presents a big-time challenge for the world's greatest snowcross racers. Next on the CBS Sports Network. Hello, race fans, and welcome to Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota, just outside of beautiful Minneapolis, Minnesota. Round 5 of AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram, the Pertec Snocross National, presented by Jimmy John's. The snow is falling, and the action is about to begin. Mike Schroeder, Chris Hockey coming to you live here, bringing you all kinds of racing action. It's been an absolutely fantastic year so far, and I expect the things to be the same here tonight. In fact, let's talk about how things have happened up till now. Our last round was in Fargo, North Dakota. Here's how things went down in the Pro Lite division. Are you ready? It's time for the Makita Snocross National presented by Country Cat. Fargo's Buffalo River Raceway was one of the few spots in the Midwest with powder. In Pro Lite, some fresh faces came out for the Snocross party. Fans were about to throw snow in Fargo. We are green and they are racing. Hometown hero James Johnstead from just down the road in Beltrami, Minnesota, ran away with the final. Right now, he's got a 1.5 second lead over Shane Sewell. Stretch he goes, and the win is in for the 1-4 of James Johnstead here in Fargo.
I just want to thank all you guys for coming out and cheering us all on here. And
Saturday night's all right for racing. 15 sleds into turn 1. They come out clean somehow, and down the stretch comes. And Daniel Benham got a little action in.
A little off axis. Watch him as he goes here. There it is. It just kicked him sideways. And when he tried to land, his track was off kilter. Martin Mullen held on for the win and heads back to Norway with some great stories to share.
My mom and dad.
A great race. As always, the Pro Lite division, outstanding. Here's your point standings heading into round 5.
It's interesting because when you take and look at the races that we've seen so far, there's such a mix-up of who's on the podium. But Montana Jess is being consistent. That puts him on top of the point standings.
And of course, the big dogs of Snocross, the people everybody comes out to see, AMSOIL Pro Open Class. The season has been outstanding so far. In fact, let's take a look back at Fargo and show you how we got here. The big dogs of Pro Open are unleashed and ready to roar. Racing in Fargo! Did Tucker get out front? No! Rookie of the Year Ryan Springer started strong, but soon enough, Tim Tremblay got busy. Patiently to take advantage of a mistake from Ryan Springer, and I'll tell you, the rookie may have just given him the door. The door's open. Tremblay tries to step through. He can't make it happen there. 11 laps to go, and Tremblay goes to the inside on the number 11. He makes the move and takes the lead. Points leader Tucker Hibbert gave chase, but it was a rare off day for the T-Train. He did not podium, and as a result, the points battle is bottled up. Number 11 has done it. Tim Tremblay wins Fargo. The final of 2015, and it was all the way live. And they're racing in Fargo. Into turn number 1 they go. Trevor Layton got that stud boy hole shot. Trevor Layton and Cody Thompson tangled up big time on lap 1.
Cody Thompson.
Oh, they get together.
They're together.
Trevor Layton and Cody Thompson get together, and Layton with a very hard crash. It was go time for Tucker Hibbert. Out of that Country Cat corner, and Tucker Hibbert is putting on a show in front of his hometown fans right here in Fargo. Flames in the air for the 9-time champion. Tucker Hibbert has done it again in Fargo. Mike, that Trevor Layton crash still shakes me up a little bit. Tucker Hibbert, your points leader, but he's technically tied with Cody Cam.
You look at those two drivers, Tucker Hibbert, Cody Cam, tied, but like we said, depending upon what happens with these two guys, whoever starts to make a move forward and be your leader Guys can't let them run away. They got to stay close to them as far as the points battle goes.
The bottom line is stay close to Tucker Hibbert and keep him close all season long. Let's see what happens. In fact, let's see what happens when we come back from this short break. The Pro Open Qualifier is next. AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram from Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota on the CBS Sports Network.
AMSOIL Championship Snocross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Ram. Guts, glory, Ram. By GoPro, be a hero. And by Arctic Cat, share our passion.
Welcome back. Just outside of beautiful Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota for the AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram. It's round 5, the PerTech Snocross National presented by Jimmy Johns. My name is Chris Hockey here with Mike Schroeder and Carly Applin, and we are about to go racing on a fantastic racetrack. Speaking of the racetrack, Mike, let's take the GoPro lap of the day and let everybody know just what these racers are dealing with.
Well, we talked about the elevated starting area, and you see as they launch off of this, they head down the front stretch. It is a kind of a rhythmic stretch before they come across the AMSOIL finish line, and then they can hit a section here where they can double, they can go single, or they can go triple. Now this is the area of the racetrack coming into the FXR corner where we've had a number of incidents throughout racing earlier today. Watch them as they come out, and then they get into the back part of the racetrack, the U.S. Air Force Flyaway.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. The big air over the Air Force Flyaway. Then there's a set of triples right here with big air. Plenty of action into this. A very tricky rhythm section into what is a dog leg right there, Mike.
And it's a couple of lines through that part of the racetrack also, as you see from the GoPro. Now, when you get here, you try to find a line where you can really use the speed of your sled to accelerate around this big sweeping corner. That leads you back to the front stretch, and again, the AMSOIL finish line.
As always, a fantastic GoPro lap of the day. This is your starting lineup for the first Pro Open Qualifier.
Looking, you see Andrew Carlson, Logan Christian, leaders, Corn Todd, Adam Renheim, 5th in points coming in this weekend, and Ross Martin coming back after his injury.
The Pro Open Qualifier about to go green at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. It's in the starters' hands, and we are racing! Into the turn they go, sleds everywhere!
Oh man, there's 3 of them that are tied up further back in the field.
Logan Christian gets away from the carnage behind him. Only 3 sleds continue racing.
And Ross Martin, one of those, along with Adam Renheim. So those are the 3 drivers that are out on the racetrack, and the rest of them, they're trying to pull them apart, get them all lined up. 3 drivers having issues.
Logan Christian with the stud boy hole shot, and again, he is your leader right now. Ross Martin and Adam Renheim right behind him. Let's take a look at what happened at the start here, Mike.
Watch them as they take off. There were about 3 drivers that got together. Corn Todd, one of them. Andy Leaders got tied up in that mess. And I think that the other sled is Justin Broberg. So those 3 guys either back in the race or I believe Justin Broberg not getting his sled back into the competition.
So let's set the field right now. Over the AMSOIL finish line they go. Your leader's Logan Christian. Right behind him right now is Adam Renheim, and Ross Martin is in 3rd. The battle's for the lead. Look at the 311 of Renheim. Looks to the inside. Going to wait a little bit longer here to try to make the move on Logan Christian for the win.
Renheim tries to square down underneath. Didn't quite have the position, so he goes to the inside, now outside. Didn't make up much ground. Logie trying to hold them off. 2 different lines down the backstretch over the Air Force Flyaway. Logie with big air over the triples and into the Polaris corner. And he pulls away a little bit from Adam Renheim that time. Yep, they go down into the corner. There you see the differential between them. It was about a second last lap. There is Logan Christian on the Doc 360, Royal Distributing Arctic Cat. Right behind him is Renheim, and as we watch him come across the AMSOIL finish line this time, the differential about 2.2 seconds.
4 laps to go for that man, the number 43 out of Fertile, Minnesota, of Logan Christian. He got the whole shot, and that kept him out of all the carnage behind him, and right now the lead has grown to a little over 2 seconds for Logan Christian. Over the Air Force Flyaway. Doubles here, and then he'll triple this jump. Very smooth through that back section of the racetrack, Mike.
Gets his track rotating all the way through, meaning that he feels that he's got good balance on the sled.
We're all the way up here in the booth, but Carly Applin's right beside the racetrack. Carly?
You mentioned it, Logan Christian getting that whole start. He said that, getting that whole shot is so important because the start is key. He's been practicing starts over and over during that break. Said he was surprised when he got out here and saw the elevated start because he's used to the flat start, but obviously that practice has really helped him out. Guys?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you spend your entire off season, your entire break over the Christmas break there, preparing your starts, and then you get here, and then there's an elevated starting line. Shakes you up for a minute, but obviously by this Pro Open qualifier, Logan had it dialed in.
Looked like he was very solid off the starting grid. Most of these drivers have looked solid. It's something different. It rattled their cage just a little bit. They've learned to work with it, and everybody seems to be launching off that starting grid successfully.
2.5 seconds lead right now for Logan Christian over Adam Renheim. Ross Martin in third and Andrew Carlson in fourth. Out of the Makita corner, headed towards the Amsoil finish line. 2 laps to go for the number 43 sled, the Doc 360 sled out of Fertile, Minnesota. An outside line for Logan Christian. That section of the track really getting rough over there, Mike.
It's starting to get chewed up. They haven't groomed here for a while, and we've had a lot of racing take
place.
place.
Oh, no!
Logie!
Logie off his sled!
He just kind of augured it in a little bit off the front.
The leader was off his sled and continuing to try to get back to it. The lead was big, but not big enough for that. That'll put Adam Renheim, the 311, into the lead. Logie will get back on his sled. Let's take a look at what happened and try to figure it out here.
Watch him as he lands here. He just gets his sled a little nose heavy.
Oh.
Then it landed. He just couldn't bring the weight back on the back part of the sled, and it pitched him off.
So he's back on his sled. Let's see where that sets him as they head for the Amsoil finish line. Your leader, with 1 lap to go now, is Adam Renheim on that Jimmy John sled. And look who's still in second. Logan Christian is still in second place, benefiting from the carnage that was that first lap. He had such a big lead that he was able to have a crash and still maintain second place.
Ross Martin sitting in third, and Ross is still about 7 seconds behind Logan Christian. So that just shows how far back Ross was in third spot. Ross doesn't look real comfortable on the racetrack right now, but this guy does. Adam Renheim sitting out in front, the 311 driver, racing, of course, with Boss Racing. Jimmy John's one of his big sponsors. He's looking solid.
All the way from Lima, Sweden to Canterbury Park, and he will take the win. And he won round 2 of the Amsoil Pro Open class here at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. We'll take a break and come right back and talk to our winner about a very, very hectic race from Canterbury Park. This is round 5 of Amsoil Championship Snocross, powered by Ram, the Pertec Snocross National, presented by Jimmy John's. And we are racing. Into the turn they go, sleds everywhere.
Oh, and we've had a lot of racing take
Oh
place.
no! Logie off his sled.
He just kind of augured it in a little bit off the front.
Finish line, your leader, with 1 lap to go now, is Adam Renheim on that Jimmy John sled. All the way from Lima, Sweden to Canterbury Park, and he will take the win, and he won round 2 of the Amsoil Pro Open class here at Canterbury Park.
Congratulations, Adam. Some crashes early on, and then a late crash by Logan Christian helped put you out front. A lot of carnage out there.
Yeah, it happens a lot, so I try to stay a little bit smart. I was maybe not the fastest, but yeah, most consistent. But it counts when I got the first place, so I'm pretty happy.
So there you have it, Adam Renheim with a big win in this Pro Open qualifier.
We talked about him being 5th in points coming in, doing exactly what he needs to do to try to stay in that points battle, taking the win. Logan Christian in 2nd, and Ross Martin, after that injury, coming back in 3rd.
We'll come back with the Pro Lite final. This is Amsoil Championship Snocross, powered by Ram from Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota, on the CBS Sports Network. It truly is a beautiful city, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Welcome back to AMSOIL Championship Snocross, powered by Ram. This is round 5, the PerTech Snocross National, presented by Jimmy John's, and that is Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. In the summertime, it's a horse racing track. In the wintertime, for a while, it's a snowcross track. Chris Hockey, Mike Schroeder, Carly Applin bringing you coverage of round 5, and we are about to go racing with the Pro Lite final, Mike.
Some great qualifying. This is the way they line up. Your number 1 qualifier, Elias Eschol, coming off an injury. He's your number 1 qualifier. Montana Jess is number 1 in points coming in this weekend. There you see the rest of the front row. Some big names there.
So 10 racers in the front row and 5 in the back row as well in this Pro Lite final.
And you look at the back row, and here's some names that typically you see in the front row. Maxime Taillefer, James Johnstead, winner one of the nights in Fargo. So some names here that we should see in the front row.
15 sleds, your winner. Well, it's anybody's guess. We're about to find out. They are on an elevated starting line. It's a brand new thing for this class, and we are about to go green. They are racing in Shakopee. Into turn 1 they go.
Boy, bumping and banging, but everybody getting through clear. Your number 1 qualifier looks like he's going to slot back into about 6th spot, but watch this herd of sleds down into the corner.
I'm going to say Jake Angove got the stud boy hole shot right there. Here's your leader right now, and I'm going to give him that hole shot. But look who made it from 6th to 2nd in a half a lap, Mike.
It didn't take him long to find a line.
Elias Eschol right there in 2nd on that 200 sled already.
Now what he's got to remember is that he's got 10 laps here. He doesn't need to, he just needs to stay there and not charge as hard as he has in the past.
Let's take a look at what happened at the start here and see where he ended up in 6th and how he got up front so fast. A good, clean start. Down that elevated starting line and into turn 1, Mike.
But he ended up being back at about 6th spot. Once he got over the AMSOIL finish line, he found a great line, went big, was able to take it, make it work, and moved his way up.
Oh, my goodness, it's a battle for the lead. The 177 of Angove, I don't even think he knew Elias was right there, and now he certainly does, as he had a shoulder full of him over the AMSOIL finish line.
Oh,
no! Elias's sled has broken. Your leader's sled has stopped in the middle of the racetrack.
And the thing is, the motor is still running.
He's unplugged though, Mike.
I know it, that he just did, but that I would venture a guess, and we've had a couple of them over there that have had issues. And we're wondering if it hasn't been a chain or
Let's
chain
take
case.
a look right there at the top of your screen. He lands hard, and the sled just dies. I shouldn't say dies, it just stops.
The sled is still running.
Yeah. Elias checking out behind him to see how close anybody is, and that battle was about to begin. So Jake Angove says, thank you, I'm out of here. The 177 has a big lead right now in this Pro Lite Open, thanks to a malfunction of that sled down in the FXR corner.
Boy, that sled just sitting in the middle, it's dead stick. They can't get it out of there. And, that's a tough spot. We know that corner's been tough all night long. Now you've got a machine sitting in the middle. Everybody's got to slow down to work around it, and hopefully nobody's going to hit it.
So now it's Angove. That's the man you see right there, the 177. He was your 9th qualifier out of how do you say that? Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
Yeah, something like that.
Just outside Milwaukee.
That's right. So the 177's your leader. Travis Kern is now in 2nd on the 201. Kevin Wallenstein is your 3rd place racer right now. Things could get interesting really soon if they can find a way to reel in your leader, Jake Angove.
And as we watch Angove, then the next 3 sleds are 3 Arctic Cats in 5th, 6th, or rather 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's Michael George, Daniel Benham, and your points leader, Montana Jess, sitting in 6th place.
Kern has started to reel in the leader just a little bit right there. A much faster lap, almost a half a second faster on that lap was Travis Kern than your leader, Jake Angove. Angove checks up again. Here comes Travis Kern. Things are about to get interesting in Shakopee.
Kern, the big driver from KC Racing, as he goes down in the corner, takes it and finds that little kicker there. Over he goes.
Let's go down to Carly Applin, Mike. She's right by the action at the racetrack. Carly?
Montana Jess, your points leader, trying to make his way through the pack to get up on that podium to gain more points, gain even more of a lead in the points, because I said to him, are you feeling more confident hanging on to that points lead? He had kind of substantial point lead coming into this. He said, no, I'm actually a little stressed out about that. So hopefully make his way through this, leave that behind, and gain some of that confidence.
Thank you, Carly. There's the 17 sled.
That's Corbin Anderson.
Corbin Anderson.
Back a ways in the race. Anderson sitting in 7th spot. But there is your race leader once again. That is the 177 of Jake Angove.
Jake Angove continues to lead. Look at the battle for second have been the shakeup.
Yeah, Kern and Wallenstein.
That's right.
Only a half second behind Travis Kern.
And they have reeled in the leader as well. So again, we're only halfway through this race, Mike, and the battle continues. Angove has got to start hoping that Kern and Wallenstein start to battle. If that happens, then maybe he can get away and get a little bit comfortable. 4 laps to go in this Pro Lite final. The battle for second is heating up behind the 177. There you see it. There's the second place and the third place sleds. All 3 sleds on your camera right now. Another yellow in that corner. They've got to slow down and check up again.
And there's a sled that's crashed in the corner. They've gotten Eschol's sled out of there, and that is the 765. That is your points leader.
Oh no, that was your points leader.
Montana Jess.
Let's see what happened to Montana Jess. Struggling a little bit throughout the final, and that section of the track is just getting so hard to get through, and it bit our points leader in a big way, opening up doors for everybody, including your race leader, Jake Angove. Through the Makita corner, he's headed down the front stretch towards that AMSOIL finish line. Another lap in the books. 3 laps to go for Jake Angove.
Boy, that hole just swallowed him up. Now you still got that sled in that corner, and this is even a more precarious position than when Ischol went down. Nope, they've gotten it out.
No advancing of positions and no jumping in the air when there's a yellow flag in that section of the track. Both racers get through it cleanly, and now the drag race is on once again. A hard checkup for Jake Angove. Let's see if that helps Travis Kern reel him in just a little bit. I know everybody in that KC Motorsports trailer right now cheering for the 201 to find a way to catch Jake Angove.
And Kern went big. He took the triple on the backside before the Polaris turn, and he's trying to make up some ground. Last time by, it was 1.6 seconds. I would say that he's made up a bit ground, but he's going to need to find a few more tenths and hope that Jake has a little bit of a bobble here to give him a chance to make a pass.
2 laps to go for that Jack Link's Beef Jerky Exalta AMSOIL Polaris, your leader. In lap traffic right now, by the way, and that could be a factor as you see the 144 sled right there. That's Max Teifer just getting out of the way, making sure he doesn't slow up your leader, and they're back on the gas over the Air Force flyaway.
Yeah, and he got out of the way of your second place sled also, so nice racing by Maxime, very, very professional. So it's still Kern trying to run down Angove. Wallenstein about 2 seconds behind Kern. He's trying to hold on to a podium here too, which would be big for him. So Kern starting to run out of laps as we get ready to wrap up this Pro Lite final, which has been exciting all the way through.
Out of the Makita corner and headed towards the AMSOIL finish line. The white flag is in the air. 1 lap left for Jake Angove. He's been leading since the beginning of this race. Can he hang on for another lap? Travis Kern hopes not. You saw him get a little kitty-cornered over those triples right there, did the 177. Is that going to open the door at all as he's almost a half a lap away from the checkers, Mike?
Stays away from the jump on the backside, as does Kern. So they both take clean lines down the back part of the racetrack, the U.S. Air Force flyaway.
Doubles, and now another double for him. He won't triple there.
No, he sure didn't.
The 177 through the Polaris corner, the final time through that back section of the racetrack. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3 on your screen. Into the Skidoo corner for the final time. Now out of the Makita final corner and headed for the checkers for a win in Shakopee. Jake Angove will win the Pro Lite division at Canterbury Park. Fists in the air for the 177. Travis Kern will come across in second and Kevin Wallenstein in third. We will come back and talk to our Pro Lite division winner after a short break. You're watching AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram, the Pertec Snocross National presented by Jimmy John's on the CBS Sports Network. They are racing in Shakopee. Into turn 1 they go. Oh my goodness, it's a battle for the lead. The 177 of Angove, I don't even think he knew Elias was right there, and now he certainly does for a win in Shakopee. Jake Angove will win the Pro Lite division at Canterbury Park.
Congratulations, Jake. Not only is this a first on the podium, but your first Pro Lite first on the podium. How do you feel right now?
It's just unreal. It's kind of a dream come true. It's just the next big step, I guess, is just getting more of these. So.
Talk about taking that elevated start and how important it is to get that good start.
Yeah, that elevated start is different. I kind of planned on doing certain things, but those didn't work, and then I ended up just doing what felt natural and worked good. I got 3 hole shots today, so it was pretty awesome.
It's always unpredictable, Mike. You just can't figure it out until the race goes checkers, and Jake Angove with a big win.
Boy, some crazy crashes out there. A lot of wild stuff happening on this racetrack. Jake Angove holding on for his first Pro Lite win. Congratulations to him. Travis Kern, Wallenstein in third. And there you see the rest of the order for the top 10 in this Pro Lite final.
That's your Pro Lite final. Guess what? The next race is your AMSOIL Pro Open Final. It all comes down to this at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. This is the Pertec Snocross National presented by Jimmy John's. AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram on the CBS Sports Network.
AMSOIL Championship Snowcross on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Polaris. Terrain Domination. By FXR, world-class outwear. And by AMSOIL, the first instant.
A beautiful night in Minnesota at Canterbury Park. We are bringing you round 5 of AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram. These are the Pertec Snowcross Nationals presented by Jimmy John's. Carly Applin, Mike Schroeder. My name is Chris Hockey. It's been a great season of racing, 5 races into it, Mike. One of the big stories is the ascendance of Cody Cam, a young rising star. Let's get to know him a little bit better.
This is Cody Cam, number 53, and I ride a Hensch's Racing Polaris. I win races by going out there and having fun and just being happy, going fast on my Polaris. Racing the Pro Open class is just crazy. It takes a lot to get there. I mean, lots of concentration and dedication and being on top of your game at every single race. Every race I'm looking to get a good hole shot, preferably first place, and just stay in first the whole race and just to not give up and always be up on the podium.
On the number 53 Polaris from Hensch's Racing, Cody Cam.
Great to see a young man become the racer he's going to be, and we're seeing that with Cody Cam right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Started in Pro Lite, worked his way into the Pro class, and he's earning the respect of the rest of the drivers, trying to forge his path as being one of the up-and-coming Pro Open drivers to be looked at, and is a strong competitor.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we saw a lot of the work that goes into building these sleds, and it all comes down to this. The AMSOIL Pro Open Final is about to begin, and the starting lineup looks like this.
Tucker Hibbert, your number 1 qualifier, but Cody Cam right there doing exactly what he needs to do to try to stay within striking distance of Tucker's points lead. There you see Dave Jonas, Petter Narsa, a nice surprise there in 4th. Adam Renheim, who's 5th in points, and of course the rest of the field.
Yeah, you see 9 racers right there because Ross Martin was supposed to be in the front row. He has pulled out. He will not be racing. So Danny Poyer has made it into the race by virtue of finishing 6th in the last chance qualifier. 9 sleds on the front row, 6 on the back row. Let's go down to Carly Applin at the starting line.
Guys, this start line is unlike anything we've seen on the ISOC circuit. It's elevated 20 feet. The riders have been talking about it all day. They do agree it's fun to see an added challenge out here on the track, and it makes getting that hole shot that much more rewarding. Back to you guys as we get ready to go green.
The elevated starting line, the sleds across the front. We are racing in Shakopee. Down the hill they go into turn 1.
Boy, and they all working hard, and look at that. From the outside draw, Tucker Hibbert battling for the lead early on with Logan Christian.
The stud boy hole shot does go to Tucker Hibbert, and he takes the lead away from Logan Christian on the outside. The T-Train to the lead. And the battle right now will start to be for second, because the one thing you can't have happen is the one thing that's happening right now. Tucker Hibbert is shot out of a cannon, and he's running away to hide.
Boy, and watch what's happening here. We talked about the Hench's sleds being so fast. Narsa currently sitting in third. Cody Cam back in 14th. Don't have any idea what happened there, if he got pinched on the start. But exactly what I talked about earlier is happening here. Tucker's getting out front. Now they're going to have to fight extra hard to try catch him.
It's Tucker Hibbert, it's Logan Christian, and now Tim Tremblay is your man in third. That's the battle for second. The 43 is Logan Christian. Tremblay to the inside. He'll try to make a move early. He won't make it there, but he is hunting down the second spot right now.
Tremblay, a big, strong Canadian driver. Been working with Blair Morgan on trying to get a proper focus on this racetrack. He could do things and be very strong here.
The battle for second right there, and right behind them is the 54, Peter Narsa, who's had a great day here in round 5 in Shakopee, Minnesota. He's going to try to work his way onto the podium. Only 3 podium spots are up for grabs. He's the man on the outside looking in. You see the battle in front of him right now for second and third. The 43 again is Logan Christian on that Doc 360 sled, doing his best to stay on the podium. Tremblay off the racetrack. What happened there, Mike?
He went over too far, probably caught a square groove or something underneath, back on, and he don't need to worry.
Oh! And he gets into the back of the 115 of David Jonas.
Oh, what a crazy turn of events.
Jonas was getting around Tim Tremblay. Tremblay got his ski hooked underneath David Jonas, and Jonas goes flying. And there's Cody Camp, by the way. Let's see what just happened here. Take a deep breath. There's Tim Tremblay.
Okay, watch him. He's going to come way over to the right. Yep, ran out of racetrack.
Just off the racetrack.
He gets back on the racetrack, tries to charge hard in the corner, and it's almost like Jonas landed on the front part of Tremblay's sled.
You are so
All
right.
of them looking for the same piece of real estate.
I got to tell you, and again, back to our leader, Tucker Hibbert, just running away right now, almost 7 seconds. But I blame that on Tremblay. That wasn't his fault at all. He was the man that just got landed upon right there as Jonas tried to make his way around. Too bad for David Jonas. What a day he's had so far up to that moment here at Canterbury Park. But what a day for that guy as well.
If you take a look at this racetrack as we watch Tucker Hibbert out in front, at the opposite end, that FXR corner, that has been the excitement corner of the race. We need to keep an eye on that throughout the event.
Tucker Hibbert, the 9-time champion, your points leader coming into tonight over the Amsoil finish line. 9 laps to go for the T-Train. The man out of Pelican Rapids, Minnesota for Monster Energy, Arctic Cat, and Ram Truck. He has been dominant, the most dominant rider of his generation, and that continues here tonight at Canterbury Park, where Carly Applin's beside the racetrack. Carly?
You can kind of see Cody Cam right behind me talking to his crew. An unfortunate moment on the track for Cody Cam as he comes off. He was battling to beat Tucker in points as he came into this round. Unfortunately, he's having some issues, came off. We're going to have to catch up with him and find out what happened. Guys.
Yeah, Carly do that because he hadn't been a factor even at the beginning of the race. I don't know if he got into somebody, if there was a mechanical malfunction, but the fact that he's sitting right there leads me to believe maybe something happened to the sled.
Well, he's back on the racetrack right now, and the interesting thing is that when Carly was talking about Cody, you seen David Jonas in the background there too. David Jonas having an issue.
That's your battle for third. That's Peter Narsa, and the 311 right behind him is Adam Renheim. That's the battle for the podium. Once again, 3 spots get highlighted. The sponsors love it. You want to get on the podium. Peter Narsa's had a great night, but right now he's got a man breathing down his neck. That 311 is Adam Renheim, and he's on that Jimmy John sled. Jimmy John's presenting this race would love to have one of their racers on the podium.
A lot of Jimmy John's people here too this weekend, this evening in this round. So they'd love to see one of their drivers there. And the big driver from, of course, Sweden. You know, he talked about the fact of just being consistent, and that's what he's trying to do right now. He's consistently running good laps, trying to catch Peter Narsa.
and make a pass to move into a podium position.
This should be fun because there are still 7 laps left in this race, and we've seen just little by little Renheim reeling in Peter Narsa. And I love to see also what I'm seeing out of our second place rider. As you see the battle continue for third, just in front of them, you'll see the 43 on the left-hand side of your screen. That's Logan Christian, that Doc 360 sled. A family-owned team that is running like crazy tonight, and you love to see that.
Well, I tell you, he's had tough times here too, and it's good to see him out front trying to make up some ground. We got a driver down in front, a couple of other people having problems on the racetrack, but good racing for Logan. Logan sitting in second, and again, you take a look at the lap times, running 49.7 last lap. Narsa ran a 49 flat. He's got about a 2-second lead on him, so he's got to be strong and he's got to be consistent.
And again, Peter Narsa right there, but you see Adam Renheim on the 311 reeled him in through the Makita corner. The battle's about to shape up for third right there. There's a yellow. You got to slow down. You got to check up. Both racers do. The yellow has been pulled, and now they're back to racing. But Narsa lost a lot of position to the 311. The battle's on for third, Mike.
Boy, they're really battling through. That yellow was for the 324 of Kyle Pauline, and Pauline having an issue. He's running in 4th or 5th position. But right now, that battle, like you said, for that 2nd and 3rd spot between Christian and Narsa, and even Renheim in 4th, that's all heated up.
Yeah, that's the battle right there for third. That's what you were just speaking about. The 3rd and 4th place right there. The 54 again is Peter Narsa. The 311 is Adam Renheim. That's the battle for third. And slowly, Renheim has reeled him in lap after lap. He'll go for the pass on the inside. It's a drag race down the front stretch over the AMSOIL finish line. Narsa, Renheim, who's going to take it? To the inside goes Renheim.
Boy, bar to bar into the corner. He's got the outside line. Narsa had the preferred line there. Worked his way through. And again, Renheim's just got to be patient. Try to find another place where he can get around him or be closer coming into that corner where he can take and try to slip underneath Narsa and make the move there.
Wow, what a battle. This has been raging for laps, and it continues. Again, the battle for third. Renheim into Narsa just a little bit. They go through that tricky section of the track right there smoothly. Now make their way towards the Skidoo corner, now into the Makita corner and head for that AMSOIL finish line. Again, the laps continue to tick away. Renheim, he found it. He made the pass. The 311 into third. The Jimmy John sled over the AMSOIL finish line into third place.
That's what he needed to do. He just waited to find a place where he could use a burst of speed to get around him. Renheim moves up to third. That'll move Narsa down to fourth.
And that means the only man in front of him right now, besides Tucker Hibbert, who's checked out, is Logan Christian. The 43 of Logan Christian ahead of the number 311 of Adam Renheim, trying to find that man who's way out in front, Tucker Hibbert.
Hibbert down in that Skidoo corner. He'll come around to complete a lap. Last year, Hibbert did not do well here. He took a 4th one night and a 2nd the next night. But in 2013-14 and 2012 and 13, he won each of the finals he was in here.
It's not even close tonight. With 3 laps to go, Tucker Hibbert has about a 12-second lead on the entire field. Oh no! Logan Christian is off his sled over the AMSOIL finish line. With 3 laps to go, Logan Christian was in second, had been running such a great race. He's back on. He only lost 2 spots. Can he get back on the podium? Let's see what happened here, Mike.
Well, earlier he just came down, and here he was just off camber.
He just lost it.
You know, what he did earlier is where he kind of augered it in. You know, he didn't check up, brake enough to make sure that the back of the sled was down. Here, off camber, and offloaded right there.
Right in front of the Christian Brothers trailer. You hate to see that, but again, his race is not over. Let's set the field. Again, it's Tucker Hibbert, and now Adam Renheim and Peter Narsa. Tucker over that finish line with 2 laps to go for your leader, the man on your screen right there, the 68th and 9-time champion. His lead is about 15 seconds now. He's running away with this thing, but things are not over behind him here at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. The race has been great behind him, even if he is checked out. This team each week comes out with a perfect setup for each track. Tucker Hibbert and his entire team has every sled dialed in. Tonight, it's been impressive.
And you watch him as he goes around. You talk about the people that work on this sled. That's the only sled they're concerned about. This is a one-sled team. They are all focused on one thing, that is to win every race that they go out to compete in. The commitment, the amount of time, the amount of R&D that they put into their equipment is just, without doubt, it's unreal.
And the white flag is out for Tucker Hibbert, and that man, the 311 of Adam Renheim, will take the white flag as well over the AMSOIL finish line. 1 lap to go for Adam Renheim. This would be a great finish for that Jimmy John sled. Peter Narsa continues to run in third, but Logan Christian has not given up a spot on the podium yet. He's continuing to try to reel in that third place racer, but your leader is Tucker Hibbert. There's third place. That's Peter Narsa on that 54 sled. He thought he was off the podium. Things happen. Now he's back on it,
and
Mike.
Logan Christian was about 2 seconds behind for a while. He's lost a lap and or another second and a half. So Logan's struggling a little bit after coming off. But look at T-Train, just it's kind of like a victory lap for him right here. You know, not taking any chances. He's going to come around. It's going to be another win.
Down the stretch he comes for the final time. The checker's in the air for the 9-time champion. Tucker Hibbert has done it again at Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota. Coming over the finish line, that's the 311 of Adam Renheim. He will get a second place spot on a very good run for him. And third will go to the 54 of Peter Narsa. What a race for the T-Train Tucker Hibbert. And we will come back after this short break and talk to our winner. This is AMSOIL Championship Snocross from Canterbury Park in Shakopee, Minnesota on the CBS Sports Network. We are racing in Shakopee. Down the hill they go into turn 1. The stud boy hole shot does go to Tucker Hibbert, and he takes the lead away from Logan Christian on the outside. The T-Train to the lead. It's not even close tonight. With 3 laps to go, Tucker Hibbert has about a 12-second lead on the entire field. Down the stretch he comes for the final time. The checker's in the air for the 9-time champion. Tucker Hibbert has done it again.
Tucker Hibbert has a lot of celebrating to do. You weren't on the podium last year. A little bit of redemption out here tonight.
Yeah, it feels good. You know, it's a good way to start out the new year, 2016. And man, I wasn't super happy with how I was riding the first 2 races, and just everything wasn't dialed in yet. So I feel like we put in the amount of work we needed. We did the right things, and I feel like I'm back where I feel like I can be. You know, where I'm capable of riding. So it's good.
Is this track a lot more difficult, a lot more technical than it looks?
Yeah, I guess I don't know how it looks. From my point of view, it's pretty technical, pretty gnarly. You know, there was a couple of sections that were a little bit sketchy, and I kind of backed it down after I got a good gap just to make sure I didn't throw it away. But it's really challenging for sure. It's a great track. Canterbury's an awesome place to race. I love coming here, and the crowd's awesome. And it's just it's a good weekend. I'm happy with tonight and excited for the rest of the year.
Well, a lot of people cheering for you. Congratulations, Tucker.
Thank you. Just got to thank my whole team, Monster Energy, Arctic Cat, Ram Truck, Arctic Wear, Speedworks, Bosch Tools, just everyone that's behind me. Got to thank God for blessing me and giving me the strength to get through each weekend and each season. It's tough, and I got to give it up to the Lord.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Carly, and what another stunning performance from the 9-time champion. A win in round 5 and another points lead for Tucker Hibbert. So Tucker Hibbert put his foot down, showed everybody who's boss here tonight, Mike.
Couple of Swedes finishing second, third, Renheim and Narsa. A nice finish for Peter Narsa. The big thing, Cody Cam not finishing well, nor did Logan Christian finish well.
Yeah, too bad for Logan Christian. So that leads to this, the points. Tucker separates himself from Cody a bit.
And again, because of Cody's finish, he lost some points there. He's got to be aware of that. Try to pick it up next round, as do some of these drivers that are close to Tucker.
5 rounds in the books, and we've got another round here at Canterbury Park before we move on to Deadwood, the U.S. Air Force Snocross National. Then we go to Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino in Salamanca, New York, Mount Pleasant, Michigan in February 26th and 27th, Chicago for the Hollywood Casino Snocross National in March, and we round things out at the Nielsen Snocross Grand Finale at Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, there at the end of March as well. You want to check us out online, please do. Facebook.com/ISOCACSS, Twitter.com/Snocross, Instagram.com/ISOC and YouTube.com/RaceISOC. For scores, highlights, features, and more, check out CBSSports.com. My name is Chris Hockey for Carly Applin and Mike Schroeder and a cast of thousands. Thanks for tuning in to AMSOIL Championship Snocross powered by Ram on the CBS Sports Network.